Hey guys, it's me. It's my. I like to say I know I'm one day late from New Year, but I'd like to talk about things that happened in 2025. I'll say 2025 has been was a pretty interesting year. I'll say. I will say the FNAF movie 2 is like my most anticipated movie of the year, and when I watched it, it kind of disappointed me. My older brother hated it like so much, and all I can say it was very okay. I tried liking it when I first watched it, but then the more I thought about it, the more to know that it wasn't that good. Just the first half really had me. Just the problem is the ending was a really like silly and very out of nowhere with like the FNAF 1 animatronics coming to destroy the toys. That felt very unnecessary. I was questioning like, where the hell did the FNAF 1 animatronics like come from? There was also so many like plot conveniences that happened. Like, how did Mangle get on top of Vanessa's car? That's what was weird to me. And they could have used Vanessa's trauma more, but they completely underutilized it. And it could have been a plot point. This could have been Vanessa's movie. And basically, Michael Afton was very underutilized and could have had more potential to him other than continuing his father's legacy. Also, the way the movie ends on a cliffhanger was just felt very incomplete to me. Felt like there could have been more to it. And I will say, Megan Fox did great as Toy Chica. Kellen Goff as Toy Freddy and Matt Pat as Toy Bonnie were pretty good, but by having 3 or 4 lines. I will say, Kellen Goff did good as Toy Freddy despite getting 3 lines. He made Toy Freddy sound very cold. Matt Pat as Toy Bonnie, though, you can't really tell it's him because of how pitched his voice is. But I will say, he actually did kind of good, despite not sounding like Matt Pat. To be honest, I'm kind of glad he doesn't, because that would make it way too obvious that would be him. And it would kind of fits well into making the audience think it's not him at all by turning on the filter for his voice. But I will say, he's voicing Toy Bonnie, so at first I didn't like it, but then after hearing how he sounded in AR and special delivery, I kind of understand why he sounded like that. Even though Mangle is cool, I expected her to steal the show, but didn't. But they kind of underutilized her. I expected her to do a lot more than just like tearing someone apart in one scene and basically getting on top of Vanessa's car unexplainably and just getting to Mike's house, breaking in through the window, getting destroyed by Bonnie at the end, which I expected her to do a lot more. I expected a lot more from her. The Wizards, I'll say, were done very dirty. They had very little screen time. Withered Bonnie, we only saw him like 2 times. Withered Foxy could have done more. The scenes with the Withered Chica and Withered Freddy were cool. I did like the scene where they were activating. That was pretty cool. But I felt like they could have done a lot more. And when Mike's dealing with them, they're kind of just forgotten now. The problems with this film is that it wasn't really grounded and lacked a theme like the first movie had. The first film was flawed, but it was at least grounded and had more of a theme to it. This film didn't really have much of a theme like the first movie had. I expected something emotional in this film, but it didn't really deliver anything. I really expected a theme, but there was not really much of a theme or much to learn in this film. So overall, I'll say this film was very okay or average. Mostly okay, because the first half was really great to me. And it's what saves this movie from being bad. It really had me in the first half. Then the ending really, I did not like. It was horrible. Now on to Final Destination Bloodlines / Final Destination 6. I will say this was such a fantastic rival to the series, bringing it back after being dead since 2011. And I think this delivers us the best in the series and the most grounded. And yet there are actually characters that you actually do care about when they die. I had such a great time watching this film, and there were some moments that really made me laugh. The kills were just awesome. I loved the characters in this movie. I loved how grounded it was. Basically, this was like the best horror film I've seen this year, and I loved it like so much. It was near perfection. I just loved the characters, the story, and a lot of things. Now I'm on to I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. And I will say, when I first watched it, I really liked it. But the more I thought about it, like months after it came out, out, and after rewatching it today, it's very mediocre. There were just some like problems though, like basically the problems I've had with the film was basically the dialogue like felt unnatural and very corny, to relying too much on nostalgic callbacks. I did like seeing Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt back. I also did not like how they referred to Ben Willis as like a fisherman slicker. I did not like how they referred to him as like a slicker. I will say there were some solid performances, some solid cast chemistry. And I think there could have been like, the ending just felt like incomplete to me and very, had a weak payoff. And yeah, I know my opinion has changed on this film. This is just not the best Legacy sequel I've seen. So I'll say that somewhat concludes like the horror films I've seen overall this year. There were some that I watched on like streaming, like months after they came out, and that's what I'll say. Some were good, some were not very good. But like I said, overall 2025 was a really interesting year, I'll say. Especially like when watching the NFL. Just so you know, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, and 2025 was a bit rough for me as a Ravens fan. And this year I became a fan of the NFL. Like, basically I'm a rookie to the NFL. And basically that's all I have to say now. See ya. Peace.